In my opinion, Southwest is one of the most underrated airlines out there. And because so many people are learning how to travel free with credit card points, if you fly Southwest a lot, it's going to make sense to get one of their credit cards. So in this video, I'm going to be breaking down every single part of this credit card, from the annual fee all the way to how to maximize your points with this card. Also, we're rocking the Dustin Poirier shirt today because I'm still mad at Conor McGregor for pulling out of UFC 303. Anyways, let's talk about our first criteria, which is going to be how to get approved for this card, as well as the annual fee that comes with it. So the first thing that you need to know when getting this credit card, this is sponsored by Chase Bank. And that means that the notorious Chase 524 rule is going to apply to this credit card. If you're unfamiliar with that, that is a rule made by Chase Bank where you're automatically going to be denied for one of their cards if you've acquired 5 or more personal credit cards within the last 2 years or 24 months. So if you've been stacking up a bunch of credit cards recently, there's a good chance that you're going to get denied for this card. But if you're under that 524 rule, then you're going to want at least good credit to get this card. That's going to be a credit score of at least 670. And there is an annual fee that comes with this credit card, which is going to be $69.
Nice.
You're also not going to have to pay this immediately. This is going to be on your first billing cycle, so about a month after. I've never seen another card with a $69 annual fee, so that's pretty unique right there. Also, let's go ahead and try to get this video to 69 likes. So the first way that you can make up the value of that annual fee is with the sign-up bonus. They're going to give you 50,000 points when you spend $1,000 within the first 3 months of opening up this card. It's most likely going to be $500 to $750 depending on how you redeem. But this is a pretty healthy sign-up bonus, and it's not very hard to hit. So for the sign-up bonus category, I'm going to give it 4 out of 5 stars. So let's go ahead and look at the benefits and statement credits that come with this card, and they're pretty good, but there's one really big one that's missing. They took a page out of Venture X's book by giving you 3,000 points as an anniversary bonus. So that right there is going to bring the cost of the annual fee to $40, because right as you're going to pay that annual fee, you're also going to get that anniversary credit after the first year. And we're going to value that 3,000 points at $30, which is pretty conservative. Also, until the end of this year, they're throwing in a complimentary Dash Pass from DoorDash. You're also going to be reimbursed for lost luggage. You're going to get baggage delay insurance, 25% back on in-flight purchases, 2 early bird check-in per year. There's also going to be no fees for flight changes, and whenever you fly with Southwest, your first 2 bags are going to be checked in for free, and purchase protection. And each year when you hold this card, you're going to get 10,000 points that go towards qualifying for the companion pass. Those are some great benefits, but one really big thing that this card is missing is no foreign transaction fees. If you're flying with Southwest, there's a good chance you're going to be flying overseas, so you would really want this card to give you no foreign transaction fees. For the benefits category, I'm going to give it 4 out of 5 stars still. I like those 2 free early bird check-ins, plus that 3,000 anniversary point bonus is going to bring that effective annual fee down. But let's look at the rewards that this card is giving us. You're going to get 2 points in Southwest purchases, as well as 2 points on local transit, rideshare, internet, cable, phone services, and select streaming. You can also earn 2 points per dollar spent on Rapid Rewards hotel and car rental partners. I'll pop up a list of all their partners on the screen. I like the 2 points back on Southwest purchases, but I would not put your phone bill on this card for only 2 points back, because there's a lot of other credit cards that will give you cell phone protection for paying your card with it. And that 2 points on Southwest is okay, but I would really like to see that bumped up, because if you're using this card, that means that you're not using a traditional travel credit card like the Chase Sapphire Preferred or the Venture X, and a lot of times those cards are going to give you 5 points back on flights. So the rewards category is a little bit underwhelming, and I'm going to have to give it 2.5 out of 5 stars. But don't get too discouraged yet. If you redeem these points in the way I show you, you're going to get boosted value on them. So the first and the best way to redeem this card is to be redeeming it for travel through Southwest. You're going to be getting 1.3 to 1.5% per point when you do this. That's pretty good right there. If you're not familiar with point redemption, 1 cent is the bare minimum that you should be redeeming for. 2 cents is amazing, and then anything between 1 and 2 cents is pretty good. One thing that you should never do with this card is redeem for cash back, because that's only going to redeem at 0.8 cents per point, making that 50,000 point sign-up bonus only worth 400. And especially don't redeem it for gift cards, because that's only going to redeem at half a cent per point, making that 50,000 point sign-up bonus only worth $250. So travel is definitely going to be the way to go when redeeming your points. So for the redemption category, I'm going to give it 4.5 out of 5 stars. Let's take a quick look at the design of this card itself. I think it's a little bit ugly personally. It kind of looks like a mashed up quarter with a little heart on it, but if you're into that kind of stuff, then maybe this could be a cool card for you. The design of the card's not going to matter too much, because most likely it's never going to leave your sock drawer. You're just going to be using this to book flights online. But for the card design, I'll give it 1 out of 5 stars. But one big reason a lot of people are getting this card is because of the very coveted Southwest Companion Pass. If you don't know how this works, if you earn 135,000 points with this card, you're going to get a pass that is essentially a buy one get one free, so that you can bring someone with you completely for free. But hitting that 135,000 points is quite difficult. And you have to hit this in 1 calendar year, so that's going to start at January and then end at December. So if you're getting this card in hopes to get the companion pass, definitely get it at the beginning of the year, so then you have the most time to hit that. But don't worry, after you get that companion pass, it's not going to end at the beginning of the year, it's going to be a whole 365 days after you obtain it. So if you hit this in the middle of September, you're going to be getting free flights all the way until next September. But one good thing is that sign-up bonus does count towards the total point amount. So when you subtract that 50,000 points from the 135,000, you're going to be left with 75,000 points to hit. And if you're spending with the 2 points back category, you'd have to spend $37,500. And obviously, unless you're doing a lot of travel with Southwest, that's not going to be realistic to hit. So really the only way that if you're going to hit that is if you open up another one of Southwest cards and then hit a sign-up bonus from that card to get that pass. Another way to get that pass is flying 100 one-way flights with Southwest, but obviously that's an insane amount of travel, but that could be easier depending on your situation. Before I give you my final verdict on this card, let me give you some pros and cons. Some pros is that annual fee isn't too much to swallow. To justify the annual fee after you take away that anniversary credit, you're going to have to spend around $1,300, which isn't too hard to hit, and if you're flying with Southwest a lot, this is definitely going to be manageable. I also really do like that sign-up bonus and then the 2 early bird check-ins. But there's really 2 big cons that come with this credit card. The first is that there's no category for everyday spending like gas or groceries or dining. And then the second, and a really big one for me, is that 3% foreign transaction fee tacked onto this card. Overall, I'm going to give this credit card 3.5 out of 5 points. It's definitely worth it if you're flying Southwest a lot. But if you do want a more balanced travel credit card that allows you to fly from different airlines, go check out my review on the Venture X after this one.